What really happened at Gilgo Beach? For over 2 decades, the Gilgo Beach killer case remained one of the most baffling unsolved serial murder mysteries in the United States. A string of brutal killings, marked by the discovery of at least 10 sets of human remains along a desolate stretch of Ocean Parkway in Long Island, sparked widespread fear, intense media coverage, and a relentless hunt for justice. From 1996 to 2010, several victims, including Karen Vergata and Valerie Mack, went missing. Some of their remains were discovered in earlier years, while others were identified much later as part of the Gilgo Beach investigation. The Gilgo Beach murders gained national attention in 2010 when the search for Shannan Gilbert led to the discovery of multiple victims, uncovering a pattern of murders dating back to the 1990s. On May 1, 2010, Gilbert, a 24-year-old escort, made a frantic 911 call, repeatedly screaming, "They're trying to kill me," before running through the Oak Beach neighborhood and vanishing. Her disappearance triggered an extensive police search, which ultimately led to the discovery of remains belonging to other victims and uncovered one of the largest serial killer investigations in U.S. history. In December 2010, while searching for Shannan Gilbert near Gilgo Beach, authorities made a disturbing discovery: 4 bodies buried and wrapped in burlap. The methodical way the bodies were disposed of suggested careful planning, pointing to a serial offender at work. It wasn't long before investigators uncovered a critical link between the victims. All 4 women had worked as escorts and had arranged meetings through Craigslist, the very platform the killer used to lure them to their fate. Their remains were later identified as 1. Melissa Barthelemy. Melissa Barthelemy was a 24-year-old woman from Buffalo, New York. She disappeared on July 12, 2009. Following her disappearance, her family received multiple taunting phone calls from a man using Melissa's phone. He reportedly mocked her younger sister, saying, "You'll never see her again," before abruptly hanging up. These calls, traced to public areas in Midtown Manhattan, later became key evidence in the investigation. 2. Maureen Brainard Barnes. Maureen Brainard Barnes was a 25-year-old woman from Norwich, Connecticut. She was last seen on July 9, 2007, in Manhattan, New York, where she had traveled for work. After that night, she was never seen or heard from again. Investigators believe she may have been the earliest known victim of the Gilgo Beach killer. 3. Megan Waterman. Megan Waterman was a 22-year-old woman from Scarborough, Maine. She worked as an online escort, arranging meetings through Craigslist. She was last seen on June 6, 2010, at a Holiday Inn Express in Hauppauge, Long Island. Surveillance footage captured her leaving the hotel alone. She was never seen again. Authorities believe she was lured to Long Island by her killer before being murdered. 4. Amber Costello. Amber Costello was a 27-year-old woman from North Babylon, New York. She was last seen on September 2, 2010, leaving her home after receiving a call from a client. According to reports, she had been offered a large sum of money for a meeting. She never returned. Her remains were discovered in December 2010 near Gilgo Beach, wrapped in burlap along with 3 other victims. Investigators suspect she was specifically targeted and lured by her killer, as reports indicate she had interacted with him before. The discovery of these 4 women at Gilgo Beach was just the beginning. Their similarities, how they vanished, where they were found, and the method of disposal painted a chilling picture of a calculated killer. What began as a missing persons case soon spiraled into a full-scale investigation, revealing more victims and exposing a long-hidden darkness on Long Island. This was the start of one of the most infamous serial killer cases in modern history. More victims discovered. In April 2011, investigators made another grim discovery. 6 more sets of human remains were found along Ocean Parkway, further expanding the case. Among the newly discovered victims were a toddler believed to be the daughter of one of the victims, an unidentified Asian male whose cause of death suggested possible strangulation, A woman linked to a torso found in 1997, indicating the killer may have been active for over a decade. With these discoveries, the investigation broadened beyond Gilgo Beach, raising questions about whether the murders were committed by a single serial killer or multiple killers operating in the area. Shannan Gilbert's death and controversy. In December 2011, the remains of Shannan Gilbert were discovered in a marshy area, miles away from the other victims. Authorities initially suggested that Gilbert had drowned accidentally while running through the marsh after 911 call, dismissing her death as unrelated to the Gilgo Beach murders. However, her family strongly disputed this claim, believing she was murdered. In 2016, a private autopsy commissioned by her family suggested that Gilbert may have died from strangulation, reigniting controversy over the true cause of her death. The hunt for the Gilgo Beach killer, 2011 to 2022. For over a decade, the Gilgo Beach murder investigation was plagued by frustration and setbacks. Despite multiple victims being discovered, no arrests were made, leading to growing public concern. The case saw several police chiefs replaced, and allegations of evidence mismanagement fueled suspicions that authorities mishandled crucial leads. Theories emerged over the years. Was this the work of one serial killer or multiple murderers? Could there have been a police cover-up preventing progress? In 2015, the FBI officially joined the investigation, bringing advanced forensic analysis and resources. By 2022, a new task force was formed, refocusing efforts on cell phone records and forensic evidence, leading to a major breakthrough in the case. The breakthrough: arrest of Rex Heuermann, 2023. On July 13, 2023, a major breakthrough in the Gilgo Beach murders case occurred with the arrest of Rex Heuermann, a 59-year-old architect from Massapequa Park, Long Island. Heuermann was charged with the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. He was also named the prime suspect in the Maureen Brainard Barnes case. Investigators linked Heuermann to the crimes using crucial forensic and digital evidence, including burner phones used to contact the victims before their deaths, DNA analysis, which matched hair found on the victims to Heuermann's DNA retrieved from a pizza crust he discarded, his Chevrolet Avalanche, which was identified in witness statements and connected to at least one crime scene. Authorities believe Heuermann may be responsible for additional victims, and the investigation is still ongoing. Rex Heuermann remains in custody as the investigation continues. Authorities are still gathering evidence and working to determine whether he is connected to additional victims beyond those he has been charged with. What we still don't know: could there be even more victims linked to him? Was he truly working alone, or did someone help him? Another lingering mystery is Shannan Gilbert's case. While police ruled her death an accident, her family and many others believe she was murdered, keeping the debate alive. The Gilgo Beach murders sent shockwaves through Long Island and became one of the most notorious serial killer cases in U.S. history. Even with Rex Heuermann's arrest, the story isn't over. Investigators are still digging for more answers, and there are many loose ends left to tie up. Was this the work of one man, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found this case chilling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories. Hit the bell icon to stay updated. And remember, some mysteries never truly end. Stay safe, stay curious,